Students, our lesson today about composed 2D shapes, page number 767 and 768. Let's start.
The essential understanding for this lesson is two-dimensional shapes can be combined to make new two-dimensional shapes. Previously, students used materials such as straws or string to create two-dimensional shapes. In this lesson, students use pattern blocks to combine two-dimensional shapes to create larger two-dimensional shapes. This problem is key because students show how to combine two-dimensional shapes in different ways to make a larger shape. Listen and look for students who place pattern blocks over the shape, leaving gaps, or letting the blocks extend beyond the outline of the shape. Help these students understand what it means to make the new shape. Their pattern blocks must cover all of the new shape without gaps or overlaps, and they must not go outside the outline of the shape. Where there is a gap, encourage these students to check if there is a pattern block that will fill it. Where a block goes beyond the outline, encourage them to check if there is a smaller pattern block that they could use. Listen and look for other students who show how to combine shapes to make the larger shape. One way they may do this is to start by using the smallest pattern block, the triangle, to fill the outline of the larger shape. Then, they replace the triangles, two at a time, with larger pattern blocks. These students are developing an understanding of how to combine two-dimensional shapes to make new two-dimensional shapes. Later, students will build upon this work by combining two-dimensional shapes to make new, more complex two-dimensional shapes.
Now with another question, you want me to complete the chart to show a list of ways you can make the hexagon, and I want to use pattern blocks to help. Here is this hexagon, and we want to know the answer. How many shapes you will use? You can use two of the shape and zero of the shape and zero triangles here. If you use two from this shape together, you will get hexagon. Or you can use one of this shape and another one of this shape and another one of this shape. Or you can use three triangles and one from this shape to get hexagon. Another question, I want to use this shape to make a circle, So I will draw it 4 times. I will draw it 4 times like this to make a circle. Another question here. Use 3 pattern blocks to make a new shape and trace the pattern blocks and what shapes did you use and what shape did you make. With the first shape here, we will draw it with 4 sides like this one. That's the first one, and this is the second shape with 4 sides also, and the third shape here like this triangle. So we have here 3 shapes. What shape did you make? This looks like hexagon. It's hexagon. So we have here the first shape and the second one and the third, and the whole shape is hexagon. So we have here 3 shapes. That's number 1 and the second one here and the third one, and our shape is hexagon. Another question, 2 of which shape can make a circle? You can find we have here half of a circle and another half of a circle. If you put them together, you will get one circle. Question number 6. Two of which shape can make this hexagon? Yes, if you put a line here or a straight line here, you will find you have two shapes from this shape. Another question or another video. Okay.
Look at the shapes. How many small red shapes do you see? 2. How many large yellow shapes do you see? 1. You can use smaller shapes to make a large shape. You can trace the large shape. How many sides does the yellow shape have? Let's count. 1,
Select
2,
your answer.
3, 4, 5, 6. The yellow shape has 6 sides. You can use smaller shapes to cover the tracing. How many red shapes do you need to cover the yellow shape? You need 2 red shapes. Is there a different way to make this shape? Yes. Now you know how to use smaller shapes to make a larger shape.
Now is another question. Here we have two squares, and he wants from me to name and draw the shape you will make if you put the orange pattern blocks together with their. So our question here, what is a new shape will you get if you put these two shapes or orange shapes together, these two squares? Let's find the answer. Yes, it's rectangle. Why it's rectangle? Because when you put the squares together, the new shape will have two opposite sides equal. And this is the property of rectangle, so this is rectangle. Another question. Nicole wants to make a hexagon. She has one from this shape. Which set of shapes could she use to complete the hexagon? Did she need 2 squares or 4 triangles or 3 from this shape or 1 from this shape? Think. Yes, 4 triangles. She will put 1 here and 3 here. 3 triangles here, so 1 and 3, so she need 4 triangles. That's the correct answer. Thanks, dear students. Don't forget our homework, pages number 769, 770. See you tomorrow.